Welcome back to the Impact Mindset, folks. So, what are we going to talk about today? Let me get a cheers. Let me get a little bit of caffeine right here. So, coworkers, let's see. The problem with this podcast, especially for me, I have a lot of stories, and I have to just pick one, right? It's kind of hard, right? When you got all these years of stories and things to share and advice. So yeah, just work with me, folks. I mean, I'm sure some of the stuff I'm going to talk about in future podcasts is going to be controversial, um, but at the end of the day, I'm trying to just pass on good advice. Whether you agree with it or not, I believe that you know I can, if I can just impart a little bit of common sense and you know get you through your day. That's all that matters. If I could turn that frown upside down, that's all that matters. So, what are we going to title this one? When your coworker gives you that window washer energy, right? What I mean, let me ask you something. You ever work with somebody who's got that watcher energy? It's like the type, like you'll be walking your dogs down the road, down the street, and out of the corner of your eye you catch a neighbor just kind of like just kind of like staring at you, and you're wondering like, dang, what's this person doing, like what's he thinking, right? And it's like that all the time. Every time you're out there walking your dogs, they're doing their thing. So you know anyway, and these are the kind of coworkers when you sit down and you try to have a conversation with them, and man, it's like talking to a vending machine. It really is. It's like you say good morning, and they start blinking at you like, sorry, they start blinking at you like you didn't put enough quarters in the machine, right? So yeah, man, it's like getting a conversation out of these people is next to impossible. And listen, don't get me wrong, I've worked with some amazing folks, legends, right? And as far as I see it, everybody who's out there, risking it all is a legend, right? So don't take it the wrong way. Don't take it like I'm trying to crap on people who are just different, right? But it's like these people are running on dollar store batteries, man, and Sprite, you know, and you ask them like, "How's your day?" and they respond with some bolo type of crap, and it's like, damn, bro, like you're not in the FBI, my boy. You're just guarding this gate, and don't get me wrong. Like I'm just, I have to reiterate this here. Like, don't get me wrong. If you're going into corrections and law enforcement, man, this is what I'm going to get at. Communication is your super tool, man. It's your super tool, right? It's like a Swiss Army knife for not getting punched, right? Or yelled at, or just getting caught up, right? See, you got to learn how to feel the room, and I'm not, the last thing you want to be is a robot with a badge, right? And if you can't connect with people, I mean, or how are you going to function? You're going to have a miserable career, and you're not going to be able to keep the peace, man. You're not going to be able to be consistent, right? I feel like fair, being firm, and being consistent, and then you add good communication skills, man. That's like the planet of all traits, right? You combine those, and you can handle anything. You can handle anything, man. Whether it's the inmate population, neighbors, folks who start fights at Walmart, in the self checkout line. It doesn't matter, right? You show up steady, with your words right, your energy's the same, and you can make, man, that psycho crowd just want to chill, right? Um, yeah, man, that's to me like that's human magic, man. That's one of those things that if you go into a field that that's going to be working directly with the community, or you're going to be working in the big house, you know, you want to be able to establish some type of rapport, right? You want to be able to establish trust with the community, or a good rapport with the inmate population, because it's one of those things. You want to know what's going on. You want to know what's going on. It's all about safety. It's all about common sense, man. It's all about just doing your job efficiently. Anyway, I'm gonna leave you with this. Just yeah, man, work on your communication skills. That's key, man. That's key. 8 times out of 10, you'll be able to mitigate something and prevent something from just getting out of hand. Anyway, you guys have a good night, and yeah, stay blessed. And if I turn that frown upside down, that's all that matters. Thank you.